welcome to the third episode of Digital India podcast on FIR Network. You are listening to weekly updates from staff and students of Web Marketing Academy, and I am your host Mansi. This show gives you the latest updates in the digital marketing world in India, and we are giving you updates of the last 7 days. Here are the major headlines. Social media penetration in rural India has doubled in the last 1 year. G Plus becomes the second most accessed social networking site in India. The second story we have for today is how online grocery shopping is seeing a surge in top cities in India. The third story we have today is about vanity. Vanity has always existed, but selfie has pulled the trigger. Social media has put importance back on looks. The fourth story we have for today is about Bangalore becoming a magnet for MNCs and startups just about once again. Before we move on to the next story, we have a tip from Suresh. And for those of you who are listening to Suresh for the first time, he is the founder and CEO of Web Marketing Academy. Welcome to the show, Suresh. Do give our audience a tip.
Today, we're going to talk about content again. More importantly, communicating content with clarity in a precise and concise manner is always a challenge. Brevity is a challenge. Can you communicate your ideas without fluff? Can you be effective with your communication without using unnecessary words? Can you communicate in as few words as possible? If you thought tweeting is difficult, here is something about India that will blow your mind away. A very long time ago, in between 3rd century BC and 1st century BC, in South India there was a saint poet Thiruvalluvar. Thiruvalluvar, who wrote Thirukural. Thirukural, Thirukural. Thiruvalluvar wrote Thirukural. By the way, there is also a Twitter hashtag Thirukural. Thirukural consists of 133 chapters. Each chapter has 10 couplets, and each couplet has no more than 7 words. This is organized into 4 words on line 1 and 3 words on line 2. Guess what? The poet covers pretty much every aspect of life. 380 chapters on needs, 700 chapters on wealth, 250 chapters on love. Life in just 9,310 words. We could call Thiruvalluvar the father of Twitter concept. Like I mentioned earlier, this was all the way back in 3rd century BC and 1st century BC. Brevity at its best. Thank you.
Here are the detailed stories. The first story we're talking about is how social media penetration in rural India is growing faster than the urban India. This story is from businessstandard.com. Here is some good news for brands wanting to target rural India using social media. According to a recent report published by IMRB International and Internet and Industry Body Mobile Association of India, social media penetration in rural India has doubled in the past year compared with urban areas. The study states of the 143 million social media users in the country, that is as of April 2015, 118, that's 118 million are from urban areas while 25 million are from hinterlands. Since June 2014, rural India has seen a 33% increase in the number of internet users compared to the previous year. For urban India, the growth was 28%, reveals the study. The study that covered 35 locations across 7 states said that there is about 257 million internet users in the country as of April 2015, of which 180 million are from urban areas, whereas 77 million belong to rural places. The primary reason for the increase in internet penetration in the country was due to the rise in social media usage. The study points out that 84% of the internet users in 35 cities in India, including 4 metros, that's New Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata, use internet primarily to access social media sites such as Facebook and Twitter. This figure stands at 85% for rural India. Of course, the 4 metros continue to account for almost half of the social media users in urban India. Usage from non-metros and small town is somewhere around 5% of the overall social media users in the 35 cities. According to the study, college students continue to dominate the social media usage at 34%, followed by youngsters in the 21 to 35 years age bracket. Another interesting aspect of the study is that almost 2/3 of the users access social media through their mobile phones only. Facebook continues to be the most popular social media platform in India with 96% of the total accessing it. This is followed by Google Plus at 61% and Twitter at 43%, followed by LinkedIn at 24%. Only 18% of the social media users access internet from office, whereas another 18% constantly access that through their smartphones or tablets. About 75% access it from their homes. And the next story for today is about online grocery shopping seeing a surge in India. Now, this story is from the Economic Times. And it says it's now common to see someone shopping online for books, electronics and music. But given the state of traffic in big cities and the lack of time, online grocery shopping seems to be the next big thing. And here are a couple of reasons that they have listed out why online grocery shopping is going to be a big market in India. See, it says that there is more variety. Like any other e-commerce business, online grocery stores also have a larger variety of products available compared to what you find in your local store. Another reason why it's going to grow is because of the delivery options. Almost all major players in this space offer same-day delivery as long as some conditions are met. Some can offer delivery within a few hours of placing the order. The third reason they're stating is because of the easy returns. See, you're always at a disadvantage of not, being able to check the products before buying online. This in particular is a big issue when it comes to perishable items. So, to counter that, if you find the product is defective in any way when it reaches you, then there is a no questions asked return policy followed by most major services. So please do ensure that you're shopping with some of the major services when you're looking at online grocery shopping in India. Also, it saves a lot of time because that's the biggest advantage considering today's busy lifestyle. You can shop for these groceries anywhere, any place. I mean, even when you're like on your way home from work, you just have to shop and it will be at your place the next day. Deals and offers is another reason that they're quoting for online grocery shopping to grow, because these deals and offers are not available at your local stores. To attract more customers, online stores keep offering discounts, rewards and loyalty points. Some sites offer daily deals with discounts on specific product. Also, there's a quick price comparison that you can do because in offline shopping, the only way to find out the best price for a product is by visiting multiple shops. But in the online world, it's just about opening 2 websites and looking at it. Karan Bajaj, who is writing this article, also lists down why buying online might not necessarily be a good choice. He says it's about the availability of the items. While items might be listed on the portal, it's not necessary that it's actually available. Even after you place the order, some of them have terms and conditions that mention that there's a chance of your item being out of stock. So that's one big major drawback. Like, you're happy that you've already placed the order, you're thinking that it's going to come home, and then you realize no, it's not, because it's out of stock. So that's one major drawback. And also the delivery cutoff time. There's a cutoff time period, especially let's say bigbasket.com. You cannot place an order after 12 p.m. and avail of the same day delivery. If you want delivery on the same day, all the orders need to be placed before 12. And also quality check for products like vegetables and fruits. What we do is we go there and do a quality check, by smelling it, by holding it, seeing if it is fresh, and try to avoid anything that's bad, and that is not an option in the online world. And the last one that he has quoted is about limited delivery area. There's no online grocery service that works pan-India. Each service only caters to a selected number of states, which obviously mainly includes larger cities. This will obviously frustrate potential users from the smaller cities. There's the pros and then there's the cons for online grocery shopping. And I'm hoping that the online grocery shopping will be the next big thing in the e-commerce field. And before we move on to our second story, we have another tip from Suresh.
This tool comes from Marketing Land. I'm sure that the audience are familiar with marketingland.com. If not, marketingland.com is an awesome place where you get all the information about digital marketing, SEO, and Danny Sullivan, who's been in the long time in the industry, takes care of this, and this team, they have some great content. And this was the recent post, which was on June 15th by Steve Olinsky. Top tools to jumpstart your content creation and keep it going. There he talks a lot about content creation tools. I would just want to give a shout out and share this one with you. There's a lot of tools that you can create content idea generators like HubSpot, blog topic generator, and then content ideator, and the list goes on and on. It's a really good tool for anybody so that is my next tool. Thank you so much.
The third story for today is about vanity. Of course, vanity has always existed, but selfie has pulled the trigger. Social media has put importance back on looks. This is another story from the Economic Times, and it says selfies have emerged as the most fashionable form of self-expression in the new millennium, with Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat playing dynamic canvases for these digital portraits. From Kim to Justin Bieber to Sonam Kapoor, Sonakshi Sinha, and to your neighbor, the selfie craze has captured everyone's fancy. Well, we can see a lot of people taking selfies, and it has triggered off an interesting trend. Now, dermatological clinics in Namma Bengaluru, that's Bengaluru is the capital of Karnataka, that's a state in India. So the dermatological clinics in Bengaluru are seeing a steady rise in cosmetic procedures such as Botox, laser hair reduction, nose and lip jobs, and acne scar treatment. Now, doctors are attributing this to the fierce fascination for a foolproof selfie. Vanity has always existed, but selfie has pulled the trigger, says Shubha Dharmana. And she is a dermatologist. Dharmana receives several patients who go to her with their selfies and point out to flaws that they want corrected through treatments. I have seen a 30% rise in face-related procedures in the past 2 years. People in the showbiz want to erase fine lines through Botox and fillers, skin lightening treatments, lip jobs, and facelifts. People in the showbiz industry want to erase fine lines through Botox and fillers, skin lightening treatments, lip jobs, and facelifts, says Dharmana, who treats patients in their teens to their 50s. However, Dr. Mickey Singh Gupta of Bodycraft Skin and Cosmetology Clinics doesn't have too many patients confiding that they are seeking treatments to look good in their selfies. But I observed that the trend for face-related treatments has increased with the rise in selfies. The surge was especially seen when no makeup selfie became popular with celebrities like Kim and Malaika Arora. Dr. Gupta said, young ones want Angelina Jolie lips, the middle aged want to look fair and young. Patients narrate image related stories as a reason. For example, there's Shipra Shukla, who is about 33 years old and an IT professional. She admits to getting chemical peels for face, neck, and hands for brighter and fairer skin tone for selfies. People take you seriously if you look good, said Shukla, and she is active on Facebook with 1,200 followers. While patients are delighted with the way dermatological treatments have boosted their confidence, others are debating if selfie excess suggests insecurity, self-obsession, and a dire need for social acceptance. Like Dr. Murli Raj, head of Department for Psychiatry at Manipal Hospital, says, the selfie trend shows narcissism. It is not good crowd behavior pattern. Exclusion from others is not right. Basic maintenance of face makes you feel good. However, it must not be taken to an extreme level. And before we move on to the next story, we have in our studio Kaushal. Welcome to the studio, Kaushal. Do give our audience a tip from your end, please.
The third tip that I have for you today is regarding YouTube. It's basically a monitoring tool for artists called as Music Insights. Now, these insights include data on where the artist is most popular, where his or her top tracks are, what they are, number of views from the official videos, and the fan uploads. The Music Insights will offer data for over 10,000 most popular artists in the world and who are situated on YouTube. The tool is available in 22 languages and it also features top cities, top songs, and aggregated view counts. Make sure that every artist out there checks out Music Insights. Thank you.
The last story for today is about Namma Bengaluru becoming a magnet for MNCs and startups again. This story is from indiatimes.com and they're talking about how traffic can be a nightmare at peak hours in Bengaluru, but we still have companies and people moving to Bengaluru like never before. Some estimate that an investment of over $1 billion has been proposed in the last 18 months. The availability of a young and technologically skilled population is driving not just many of the world's biggest brands, but many of India's tech-based startups to move or expand into Bengaluru. The trend is accelerating as the world gets redefined by new technological phenomena such as smartphones, social media, artificial intelligence, among the others. For example, let's look at this. US oil and gas major ExxonMobil, one of the world's biggest companies, is making a 400 or a 500 million dollars. That's anywhere between 2,500 crores to 3,150 crores investment in Bengaluru to establish a technical and business support services center. Derivatives marketplace CME Group, which handles 3 billion contracts worth approximately 1 quadrillion dollars, that's one followed by 15 zeros, annually, is said to be setting up a GIC in Bengaluru. Not only that, we've got JCPenney, the leading American apparel and home furnishing retailer, L Brands, makers of lingerie brand that's Victoria's Secret, and Lowe's, the US-based home improvement and appliance store chain, have established technology captive centers in Bengaluru recently. Again, if you look at the other domains, payments technology company Visa is establishing an in-house R&D center in Bengaluru that will hire 1,000 people over the next 3 years. Payments solution major network International, a wholly owned by Emirates NBD Bank, is also looking at hiring 300 people in the city to set up a GIC. British Telecom is leasing out 1.2 lakh square feet of office space in the city and is expected to hire 600 engineers over the next 18 months. Wells Fargo, the largest US bank by market cap, is said to be expanding its technology back office in Bengaluru with a fresh lease deal of 1 million square feet. It's been no different for many of the domestic startups as well. And entrepreneurs who started their ventures elsewhere in the country are making Bengaluru their new home. Others like Snapdeal may not have shifted their base, but their new big R&D expansions are happening right here. As Snapdeal says, for the scale of high-tech talent they now need, there is no option but to come to Bengaluru. Lalit Ahuja, co-founder of ANSR Consulting, a firm that's helping Fortune 500 companies establish strategic offshore captive centers in India, says Bengaluru has the right mix of talent and contextual business expertise. I'm sure you have a lot of opinion about new companies coming and setting up their centers in Bengaluru. So please do write to us and let us know your opinions, and we are happy to discuss it in our podcast. Since it's a new show, it would be of great help if you could share your ratings and reviews with us at length. Please give us your feedback. For those of you who are listening to us and have something to say, you can leave a comment in the comment section below, or better still, you could just write to us and get in touch with us on Suresh at webmarketingacademy.in. That's SURESH at webmarketingacademy.in. I hope you've enjoyed this weekly updates. Catch you same time next week. Until then, this is Mansi signing off with a bye-bye. Our show will be followed by an awesome panel discussion by our very own Manjunath.
Let's start with the puzzle. An easy one, actually. We are talking about a place that is 7th largest country in the world, 3rd largest in Asia, consists of approximately 1.3 million square miles. And here's a good one. It has the 2nd largest population in the world with over 1.28 billion people. Well, any guesses? Yes, you guessed that right. That's India for you. In today's discussion, we have something very interesting. We are going to talk about the internet penetration in India, the 7th largest country in the world, the way it is right now. And also, we are going to look at how the penetration of internet is going to be 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line in the 2nd largest population in the world. That's India for you. Welcome to the panel. Thank you very much for joining me here, guys. First of all, we have Vignesh, who is an MBA in marketing and is currently a business development manager with a company called Nalasha Technologies in Bangalore. Welcome, Vignesh. Secondly, we have Arjun. Arjun is an economics graduate and an enthusiastic digital marketer, a student of WMA, Web Marketing Academy, Bangalore. Welcome, Arjun. Thirdly, we have Avik Chatterjee, a veteran when it comes to traditional marketing media and has been associated with WMA as well. Thank you for joining here. Manikandan is a serial entrepreneur and intends to build an online business soon as well. So welcome to the panel. And finally, we have the very charming Amruta, who is an MBA marketing from Mumbai. She's worked with the Central Executive Board, which is an Arlington, Texas-based company located in Mumbai. So thank you very much for joining. I'm your host, CM Manjunath, and I'm here to discuss about the internet penetration in India, the way it is right now, and 5 years in the future. Thank you very much for joining again. Vignesh, would you like to start off?
Yes, Manjunath. Yep. So, our maid, she cooks very awesome food. But that's not what I'm going to talk today. So what I'm going to talk today is how she garnishes the food, how proud she is at work, and she prepares dishes, she clicks photos of it, and then she shares those pics to her friends. Now, her friends, they are from rural area of, villages of North India. I'm really surprised because she has very basic education, but she is very much comfortable using apps like Facebook and WhatsApp.
That's interesting. That's very interesting, Vignesh. Okay. Yeah, I do see that too. I mean, people with very basic educational skills and knowledge basically.
One thing, Manjunath.
Yes.
I just have something interesting to add to what Vignesh has said.
Okay.
The monthly active users on Facebook is around 125 million.
That's
and
25 million?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And that of WhatsApp is around 70 million.
Okay.
These are significant numbers.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Just to add to that, just the other day, I gave a check to my maid and I told her just go and deposit it in the bank. Now, my maid is pretty new to the city, so she does not really know the roads around or where the bank is. Now, before I could go ahead and give her the directions to the bank, what she does is she just gets into her phone, she pops up the Google Maps, and she's all geared up with the best route to the bank. Now, I'm pretty amazed because this maid of mine, she has a basic educational background and she comes from a rural part of India, so that's really surprising, the kind of expertise she has with the phone.
Manjunath, again to support their point, I have some facts and figures that might be of interest to our audience.
Yeah, I'm interested too.
India stands third with respect to internet user base in the world.
Okay.
We have 243 million internet user, but that is only 20% of India's total population.
Okay, what was the number again?
243 million internet user.
Okay, that's 243 million users, and that constitutes only about 20%
of India's total population.
Which means 80% is pretty huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
India has 468 urban areas which has population of more than 1 million.
Okay.
And to name a few, there are 6 cities which are referred to as Tier 1 cities. Mumbai, with population of 18.5 million, has got 16.4 million internet connections. That's
Okay.
close to 88%.
So that's
Which
pretty
is
big, right? When
big
you
number.
when you think about a big city, a metro city like Mumbai in India, 88% of them are online. I'm not very surprised, but that's a significant number. I
Yes.
agree. Okay.
Even Delhi, with a population of 16.3 million, has 12.15 million internet connections.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
1.5.
12.15. Yeah.
12.15 million internet connection.
Which is what that constitutes about.
Kolkata, with population of 14 million, has 6.27 million internet connections.
Okay.
Bangalore and Chennai, with 8.5 million population,
Okay.
has approximately 6 million internet connections from each city.
Okay.
Hyderabad, with 7.8 million population, has 5 million internet connections.
See, all that is good. I mean, I'm aware of these metro cities.
But what is more interesting is,
Yeah.
69% of India's total population are in rural.
Okay.
In past 2 years, rural India has registered more than 50% growth in mobile internet.
Okay, and that's you're talking about rural.
I have something to talk about mobile internet.
Uh-huh.
When you're talking about mobile internet, in India there are over 952 million subscribers.
That's 952
52 million subscribers, yes.
Okay.
And add to the list, in last 12 months there were significant growth by 8.37 million.
Okay.
So it is increasing day by day.
Okay.
And in respect to Vignesh and Avik's point, there are many hotel chains have started using mobile apps to appease their customers.
Uh-huh.
So apps have become a habitual destination to many just to shop.
Okay. So not just shop. You're saying even hotels are using
Yes.
Shopee. So basically,
Yes.
customer service as well as
Yes.
shopping. That's pretty
Yes.
interesting. Okay.
So approximately it is 170 million of total population that use apps for shopping
170 million. Okay, that's
of
pretty
total
good.
population.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
so the point here is the internet penetration among the Indians is growing day by day, and of course the smartphones and mobile devices have significantly contributed to it.
Manjunath, Arjun is right. Business are flourishing through internet.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, there's so much investments, and every week we read how e-commerce companies are getting funded and so on and so forth. So, without a doubt, Mani, I agree with you that businesses are indeed flourishing in India.
See, Manju, what you're saying, I'm going to support your statement. No, I have some good figures.
Okay.
See, the largest youth population in the world is in India, and out of 75% are in the age group of 15 years to 34 years.
That's an interesting stat. Yes.
And the sale of smartphones is significant, and the smartphone user base is around 123 million.
That's 123 million.
Yes, 123
smartphone
million
users. That's overall in India, right?
Yes,
Okay.
of course. And to support that, we have a fantastic internet connection network
Okay.
through 3G and 4G networks.
So yeah, the
So
speeds
this
have
is
gone up to
the
now, yeah.
speeds are also increased.
Okay.
So this has given a boost to the e-commerce industry in India, and the e-commerce industry is expected to reach $22 billion by this year end.
That's very good.
So-
Okay. So many
These
good
are
things that
encouraging
you
things.
can feel good
Yeah.
about when it comes to internet in India. So 22 billion.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
And what we see is the online purchases are rampant in the sectors like entertainment, travel and ticketing, fashion, real estate, education, electronics, and many more are joining the bandwagon.
Okay, interesting. Actually, somewhere down the line, some of you are going to discuss. I mean, travel, the retail, the electronics, they've all have taken shape of their own,
Right.
and they all, are an industry of their own when it comes
And
to
as
internet.
we are all aware of, some companies are considering going the app-only way.
Yeah, and that we discussed last week as well. Correct.
We all know that mobile has played a very important role for the growth of e-commerce in India.
Absolutely,
Over
yes.
50% of the orders are placed through mobile these days.
Absolutely, yes.
And to add to that, Flipkart, they are the numero uno in the industry.
Okay,
And they have got around sales of $1 billion
that's
See,
amazing.
this financial years.
Yes, Avik, what's interesting is not just e-commerce, but even from business perspective,
Right.
I think internet has absolutely changed the way brands sort of communicate with their target audiences. Now, what people do is people go ahead and voice their experiences online, and when new consumers go out to buy something, they do their research online, so they know exactly
So
what they want to
Amrita,
buy.
actually what is happening is basically people are moving from a brand marketing to influencer marketing in India.
Yeah,
With the
that's
advent
right.
of the social media platform.
Exactly,
Absolutely,
and that is
absolutely.
why I think online reputation management has become very crucial for businesses.
Absolutely.
And the interesting point here is that internet usage is not just restricted to offices anymore. It's
Yeah.
not just that restricted to cyber cafes.
Right.
It's gone right to the homes of people, right into their mobile phones. And just like you mentioned, Avik, what I think is what has really worked for India is that India has the world's largest youth population. And young
Right.
people, they want to try all new things. They're ready to try, things to simplify life, to, connect with each other. And that is exactly why internet has now become synonymous to social media.
Right. Actually, what the youth prefers is disruptive innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And that is bringing in a lot of drive.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, and we Indians are really very active on social networking sites. So I think which is why apps like Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn, they're like amongst the most downloaded apps.
Yes, exactly, Amrita. That cements my initial story.
Yes,
Yeah,
Vignesh, but
the
it's
initial
not only
story.
about social media. It's when e-commerce came to India, people were really apprehensive about it. They were reluctant to buy products online, but now they want to touch and feel the product. And it's like the landscape of the online shopping has changed the buying behaviors, and now people even want to buy groceries online.
Exactly. In fact, e-grocers like Big Basket, Local Banya, they have their own apps
Yeah.
now, and these apps are surprisingly becoming very popular because what I think is, people want to just have the luxury of sitting at home and ordering their groceries and having those groceries, delivered at their doorstep. That's amazing. It's so convenient. They don't have to deal with the hassles of traffic or parking problems. It's absolutely convenient.
Amrita, it's not just the convenience. Internet has provided so much from the safety perspective as well.
Yes, Mani, that's absolutely true. So many safety apps have been launched. Although the concept is pretty basic, what they do is the user has to feed a list of emergency contacts, and when in distress, quick alerts are sent out to these contacts. The alerts might be anything, location details or SMSs, anything. Now, one of the most common apps here in among safety apps is With You. Have you all heard about it? It's pretty common.
Yes, I've heard of that. Yes.
Yeah, it's basically With You, but
Yeah,
it's
could
spelled
you
with a V.
spell it out to the listeners,
Yeah,
please?
it's V as in Victor, I as in Indigo, T for Tango, H for Hotel, and U as in University or Uniform. So it's the letter U.
So it's With You. You might find that in the show notes. We will ensure that it's on the show notes. So that's With You. That's the name
Yeah.
of the app. That's pretty interesting. Very good.
And Manjunath, what's even more interesting is that all this might sound really simple, to create a list and everything. It's pretty simple, but it has gone a long way in making people feel really safe when they travel.
Absolutely, and safety has been one of the concerns that's been
Yes.
raised over a period of time. And when it comes to India, there's been a lot of discussion and debate on how safe our country is. Hopefully, internet and these apps would really help safeguard the people of India as well.
Yes.
So moving on, do you have
Yeah.
any other points to add?
Well, now that you're speaking about traveling and the safety, traveling again has totally changed because of internet. What people do is initially, you always found people going to the high street agents and buying their tickets, making their reservations.
Absolutely.
That's not happening now. People don't do it anymore.
Okay.
They just find a good time, sit with their laptops or their mobiles, do their research. There are so many sites and so much information. So, they just do their bookings there online. That cuts down on the commission, and it totally adds sort of a personal touch to the travels.
Absolutely.
So, I think traveling has changed altogether.
Totally agreed.
Yes, and also even in traveling abroad is much simpler than before, because applications forms and list of documents needed for passport offices and visas have made available online, and this reduces the long queues outside the passport offices and foreign embassies.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Vignesh. I totally get the point. So, travel basically, not just the domestic, but even the international travel has, turned on its head, is what I would say, with the introduction to internet and online, booking and stuff like that, right? So, very good points. Okay. So moving on.
Indian government has also acknowledged this power, Manjuna. For example, for the agriculture sector, they have apps like Rainbow apps. This app gives so much information that it's easy for a farmer to decide what crop to plant, what market to choose, and sell at what price.
It's interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, in fact, I've heard about the Rainbow app as well. It's an excellent app, and surprisingly, a lot of people are using it.
But how does this work? Any idea how Rainbow, like in the 7-color rainbow?
Yeah.
And it's a mobile app.
Yeah, it's a mobile app, and it's as colorful as the rainbow.
Okay. So how does this work?
You have like a lot of information. It's all live.
Mm-hmm.
So farmers, all they have to do is, the moment they know that this is the land that I want to go ahead and plow, they will just check the app. They'll find all the information, the soil conditions, what is the best crop for that soil, what kind of weather you're looking at in this year or this particular month. Everything. It's really absolutely excellent.
I think forecasting has become very easy with this kind of an app.
See, the more important thing is, of course, we all know that the people in the villages of India are not as educated. They're below par in terms of education when you look at when you compare it with the urban people. So obviously this will make a really big difference for listeners. You might be surprised, but the education levels in the rural areas have been below par in the past. Now even that is improving. Overall, the government's efforts to make sure that internet reaches those rural areas and villages is commendable. So that's a mobile app that the farmers use that helps them, or basically it educates them on what kind of farming they should be doing with given conditions. So that kind of is really important, considering India is mainly about agriculture, has been for a very long time. So
yeah, and also in education sector, Manjunath, a few state governments, they provide absolutely free laptops and tablets for students.
Okay.
The purpose of giving them free laptops is to familiarize students with responsible internet usage and prepare them for the times ahead. And also it clears that government anticipates a huge internet revolution and it is preparing for it.
Absolutely, I'm in total agreement. Now, considering the time constraint, I'm gonna stop here. But overall, the picture is very clear, right?
Yes.
I mean, the penetration of internet in India has been significant, and recently it's been like humongous. People love being online. They are buying online. They're getting the customer service online. Even agriculturists or farmers are basically getting the help from the government online. What more can you ask for? It's pretty amazing. Okay, but there is potential though, because only about 20%, like Mani said, are actually using internet through mobile. I mean, mobile has definitely changed the way people use internet. It's reached the nooks and corners of India, which is pretty amazing. While there are many positive things happening, there are also a couple of challenges that India does need to overcome in order to really increase that number. of internet penetration. According to the Department of Telecom survey, there is a report given by my friend Manu here. The speed of cables is barely at 500 kilometers a month. Actually, it needs to be done at 30,000 kilometers a month. So, if the government doesn't get up, all the projections are going to fall flat. So overall, it's nice. It's going to be nicer, is what we think, when it comes to the internet landscape in India. Thank you for listening. So that was a great discussion point on how internet is penetrating in India, particularly in the rural areas. Thank you again for listening, and I thank everybody who participated in this discussion point, students at WMA, and of course our editor Bharani, and the entire staff at Web Marketing Academy. This is your host CM Manjunath. Until next time, have a good one. Bye.